Welcome to Childhood Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia, where we re-examine some of the most influential media from our youth in order to answer the question, tragic or nostalgic. I'm your host, Pila Pocket, joined by my co-host,
Maggie Kickin.
What's over there?
I don't know. I think it was the guy who was in here before.
Food?
His food. It's just like an empty, like...
There's an empty container of food in here.
Like, greasy container.
Yeah. It looks like the fries you get, like, in high school lunches.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh my god. You're right.
Yeah. Maybe that's accounting for the smell in this room.
It must be. I don't know what's going on in here.
I was going to come in hot, and I was going to have something exciting to say, and then I don't remember what it was going to be.
How
are you doing?
Oh, I'm so tired. It's midterm week.
It is midterm week. How are your midterms going? What are your midterms?
I'm almost done.
Okay,
I'm
good.
almost done, but it took the life out of me the past, like, week. So I'm ready. I'm
But you've
burnt
been watching
out.
Dune.
Oh, I've been watching Dune a lot.
Yeah.
I'm watching a lot of Dune.
You've been watching a lot of Dune somehow, but also doing your midterms.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I just want to watch Dune instead.
That's so good.
And I want to read Dune instead. Like, I don't know what to say. I have no thoughts. Like, my brain just, like, melted.
That's okay. We'll get some thoughts. I'm sure these episodes will stir some thoughts.
Some thoughts. My last class, our professor had us go around and share all of our zodiac signs. It was so
That's so
funny.
cute.
She's like, why don't we all just go around and talk about it? She's, like, definitely, like, 76. I was like, yes, girl.
What is she?
She said she was wait, why am I forgetting? Why am I forgetting?
You're paying so much attention.
No, I know. I don't know, man. Kicking it.
Well, that was a fruitful discussion.
Kicking it.
We're finishing Kicking It. Who's excited? You know what I was thinking? So this year we will have watched 2 full first seasons of shows. And then next year we might also watch first seasons of shows. And I'm thinking at some point we need to do like a poll of like what we should watch the next season of. I don't know about you, but like in my free time, I don't see myself watching season 2 of Kickin' It.
I don't either. I don't even see myself watching season 1.
That's okay.
It's okay. Dance Academy season 2 though, I'm sad. I'm sad. Personally.
I'm sad.
I'm sad for House of Anubis season 3.
Yeah. Well, that's definite.
That's a given.
That's a given. But like there are so many shows
If we do nothing else,
there.
we have to finish season 3.
Yes. So we are finishing Kickin' It. We are doing episodes 16 through 21. Starting with episode 16, Dude, Where's My Sword? Have you seen Dude, Where's My Car?
No.
Neither have I. But I
don't even know what that is.
You don't know what that is?
I'm sorry, forgive me.
It's like a classic stoner movie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
It's Ashton Kutcher on his days off of That 70s Show.
Okay.
It's supposed to be very silly. My brother loves that movie, but I don't think I've watched it.
I have not either.
I would like to watch it. Maybe, I was thinking maybe we should, I was going to try to watch it in preparation for this discussion, because I was like, what if we compared? And then I didn't.
Yeah. That's okay.
But I just think it's funny that, like, in a children's television show, like, they named an episode after a stoner movie. Like, I think that's...
that is very funny.
That's kind of funny.
It's reflective of the characters of the show, I think.
Yeah, their zaniness.
They're insane.
So what do we have going on in this episode?
Oh, this is silly. Basically, Rudy, Bobby Wasabi, and Phil the falafel guy... Falafel Phil, right. Eating falafels at the falafel place.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, I'm so sad. I'm so tired. I'm so lonely.
Yeah.
They're like, what happened to real men?
What happened to boys being boys?
What happened to boys being boys? So they're like, I have an idea. Let's go on a motorcycle trip.
And supposedly they're going away, like, for the weekend, but this all happens in, like, one day.
Yes. Naturally, when Rudy is gone, and he gives, like, the kids the keys to the dojo.
Crazy.
They're like, we
Crazy.
have to
An
throw
adult
a party.
giving kids the keys to the dojo, his place of work. That's crazy.
Man, I just wish I had the keys to the dojo. I think my life would be so much easier.
So they throw a party. This party, what did you think of this party that they throw?
I liked all the snacks.
Yeah, there were lots of snacks.
It was funny, like a high school party, like, but they can't use alcohol because it's Disney Channel. But it was funny. They had a lot of, like, little, like, hors d'oeuvres.
They did have lots of snacks. I feel like it felt like it felt like a high school, I guess they are in high school. but it felt like an older kids party than like what I'm used to in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their whole thing is like Kim's like, ooh, there's this guy that I like, and he's gonna come to the party, and like maybe if I dance with him, and then like Jack's like, oh, this girl I like is coming to the party, and I don't know. I just felt like that was like, they're children.
They are children. They're just babies.
They're babies.
So the party happens, and it's a mess.
It's crazy.
They like break shit. They like somebody steals Rudy's katana.
Yeah, but before that, there's a fight.
Oh, correct. There's always a fight.
There's always a fight, and I can't wait to talk about like one of these episodes with you about the fighting because like it's crazy.
Okay.
But the fight happens because Kevin, who's like, of course, Kevin's the jock. Makes sense. He is like the quarterback on the football team, and he's trying to get into the party, and Milton is the bouncer, and it's really funny. He's like not letting. He's like nerds rule. I'm only letting nerds into the party, and then Kevin just bulldozes him and just goes into the party, and then he's like basically like ragging on all the kids, and then Jack's like, you shouldn't have done that. And then he starts
He always says that. That's his catchphrase.
That is.
You shouldn't have done that.
And he, like, basically tosses these children around. And they all, like, of course, like, fall into the food. And, like, everything goes everywhere.
Everything goes everywhere.
And then they find out that the katana, Rudy's special secret katana, is missing. And they're like, oh no, this is like a priceless artifact. What are we gonna do?
So Milton figures out that the Bronze Nugget pawn shop has a very similar katana to Rudy's. So they go to the pawn shop like in hopes of replacing it without him noticing. And when they get there, they discover that the katana will cost them $500. Not in this economy.
In this economy. I know. And so they try to find all this junk, and they're like, and he's like, he counts it all up, and he's like, that'll be like $97. And they're like, all our junk? What do you mean?
Not all of our junk.
Not all of our junk.
$97.
And there's a part where, like, Kim, like, tries to run at him and, like, hit him, which I love her aggression.
I hate her. I literally can't stand her at all.
Every time I watch this show, I think about how much you don't like her.
I really dislike her.
But how much you like Girl vs. Monster.
Yeah, she's slaying Girl vs. Monster.
I think she's the same. I think she's a very, like, no offense to Olivia Holt, but, like, I don't think she's giving much different in her performances.
I just think maybe it's just that I don't like Kickin it.
Maybe. That might be it.
I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Milton asks the pawn shop owner to see an old French horn that he has, and he discovers something special about it, and asks if Lou would give them the French horn for all of their junk, to which he agrees.
So true.
What is special about the French horn?
Basically, there's little initials on it, and he's like, these initials are this special famous French horn player, and like you didn't notice that, and so we'll give you back the French horn, but we're gonna take that katana. They also are like, we're gonna own this pawn shop. Like, you better clean it the frick up. Like, they start like ordering this man around, and then they leave with the katana. Do you want me to tell you about the B plot of this episode?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the B plot of this episode is, as you said, the boys being boys, they go on a motorcycle journey. And they all get dressed up in, like, all black and, like, leather, bandanas, the whole nine.
Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure, like, Bobby Wasabi is wearing, like, just an all black, like, kimono.
Oh, Falafel Phil looks slay in this. His, like, little bandana.
His little bandana is cute. So they end up at a, like, pub or something. And
Carlotta.
Can you roll your R's like Rudy? No. And this woman, Carlotta, who's like their bartender, their waitress, recognizes Rudy for his karate commercials. Question mark, never brought up again. And they start like flirting, and then this guy who's there gets like really jealous. And basically the boys are playing pool, but like they're sucking at playing pool, and like I don't know pool terms, but they like hit the ball and it like hits them in the face, and so they start an all-out brawl, which is kind of like, it's like good for Bobby and Rudy because they like know martial arts and they're like slay, but like poor little Phil, like he gets crushed. He gets crushed.
Poor little Phil.
Poor little Phil. And I love Falafel Phil. If there's one thing about me, it's that I love
love
Falafel Phil.
Yes. We know.
Yeah.
No. Jack, Milton, and Kim come back to the dojo.
And Jerry's stuck in the wall.
King. But he cleaned.
He cleaned. They cleaned the whole place, but he got in the wall.
Somehow,
how'd he get in the wall? How is he not getting out? I don't know.
But basically, at this moment, they're like, oh my god, Rudy's coming home. He's back. And Jack, like, puts the katana that they got from the pawn shop back on its little stand. And they think that they got away with it. But Jerry ends up accidentally telling Rudy everything while stuck in the wall.
True. But you know what the main thing is? Rudy's like, oh, my katana, I'm so glad it's still here. Like, I love my katana. He comes back and he's like, oh, I'm so glad it's here. And the kids are like, yeah, it's always been there. And he's like, you know, I probably shouldn't worry so much about this little katana because, like, it's just a knockoff. And the kids are like, blink, blink. What?
They just bought him a brand new one.
Yeah, and they were like, one of a kind, like, $500. Yeah, so.
That's cray.
Yeah.
That's literally cray. There's that episode. Episode 17? Breaking Board. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Good one. Funny one.
I didn't even get that joke. It took me a minute. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
So Jack and Jerry are practicing for a speed board competition. And somehow, basically, while they're doing it, Jerry's not prepared. And Jack, like, kicks him in the stomach and breaks his ribs.
Oh, very good.
So, but, okay, if you know anything about broken ribs,
yeah,
let me tell you.
Once my dad broke a rib.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll tell you about that. It was really funny.
Please do.
Okay.
But, like, you can't really do much for a broken rib. Mm-hmm. So, like, what they'll tell you is, like, just to rest and, like, it'll heal. It's interesting how this takes a turn. But, yeah, tell me.
So, Dan Keating, my king. Like, it was really icy back in upstate New York.
Hometown.
And I remember I just broke up with my first boyfriend. And I was so sad. I was, like, crying. I was like, I was just a little sad girl sitting on the couch over some flop. But then...
It's always over some flop.
It's always over some flop. But, like, him and my mom had to, like, go somewhere, and I guess he, like, went outside to, like, drive somewhere with her. Like, they had to go get Lila, or I can't even remember. But he was walking down the steps of our front house, and he slipped and fell on this black ice, and he started being like, oh my god, and my mom went out there, and she was like, what happened? And he fell. He had fallen, and she just started laughing at him. And then, like, I started laughing at him, and I was like, what just happened? But I was crying because I just had my first breakup. And then, like, he went to the ER, and they were like, yeah, you just broke some ribs. And then he literally was in bed for, like, 3 days because he can't do anything with broken ribs.
Yeah.
But it was really funny.
That's crazy.
It was just, like, a perfect, like, my life is falling apart. Like...
Anyway,
yeah,
back to this episode.
That's my story for
Thank
today.
you for sharing.
You know I always have an anecdote.
I love an anecdote. So Jack, Milton, and Eddie take Jerry to the hospital. Kim is a candy striper at this hospital.
Yeah.
To be noted.
Of course she is.
He basically, like, finds out they have pudding and wants to stay. Like, that's pretty much his only...
oh my god, pudding sounds so fire right now. Oh my god,
what kind of pudding?
Sprinting to CVS. Like those, like the
what kind of pudding cup?
The classic pudding cup, the chocolate Jello pudding cup.
Chocolate.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
Did you like rice pudding?
No. I love banana pudding though. Banana pudding is so good.
Is that like the fake banana taste?
No, because you use real bananas in it.
Oh, you make it?
So it's like, it'll be like vanilla.
Give us a recipe.
Yeah, I'm laying out the land for you.
Yeah.
So basically, you do a layer of vanilla wafers.
Oh.
And then you do a layer of sliced banana.
Oh.
And then you do a layer of vanilla pudding. And then you repeat.
Oh, wow.
And it is so good.
That's like...
Because the pudding, like...
That's a real dessert.
Like, seeps into the vanilla wafers. And then it's, like, slightly banana.
So it's like...
It's fire. My aunt makes really
pudding.
good banana pudding. Yeah.
You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
So, basically, the doctor's like, you're all good. Also, did you recognize this doctor?
Oh my god, I could not place who he was.
Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
Oh.
Wait, what's the actor's name?
I don't know.
Wait.
But he is Kevin in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Wait. Because I recognize him, but could not. Mark Evan Jackson. I could not remember what else he was in.
He's the doctor.
Oh, he's in The Good Place. Oh my God, he's so funny in The Good Place.
He's a very funny actor. Yeah. Very good.
That's how
Love to see him on the show.
Oh my God, he was born in Buffalo. Yes, upstate New York.
Yeah.
Wait, he's so funny in The Good Place. Have you seen that?
No.
You would love The Good Place. You have to watch it.
I've tried to watch it.
Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't know. I don't
What's
think
wrong
it's
with
funny.
you?
I don't know.
It's so sweet.
I'm sorry.
I love it. Okay, you're wrong. Whatever.
And his doctor's like, you're good to go unless you feel pain. And he's like, well, you have pudding, so I don't feel pain. Yeah. But I will say that I do feel pain, so I can get more pudding. So
the proof is in the pudding.
That should have been the title of this episode. Because this episode is basically just about pudding.
I think I could write Kickin' It
of pudding
so much better than every single person that wrote an episode.
Well, I will tell you, it's mostly men writing these episodes. So I think I could do it better. You probably could.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably could.
Exactly.
Basically, Jerry's like, I'm so in so much pain, and they're like, okay, so we're gonna keep you overnight. And Kim is a candy striper, has to take care of him. She has to like do all this crazy stuff. Not only does she get him like 37 pudding cups, but like she washes his feet, ? And I know like feet are super funny. Like when you're writing a kid show, you're like, let's include feet because feet are super funny. But like it's really gross.
Yeah. Okay, Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Girl.
No, but I get it because like feet is like a funny word. Mm-hmm. Like you know how like in that episode of Friends, like
I haven't seen Friends. And you haven't seen The Good Place, so whatever.
That's like apples and oranges, my friend. No. That is not the same thing.
I'm just not. I'm not really like a old sitcom girly.
I am an old sitcom.
I don't know. The laugh tracks throw me off.
That's how I know when to laugh.
Okay, that's insane.
I was kidding. Anyway,
we should start doing that for this podcast.
Add a laugh track.
Ooh, like
yeah. You know. Mm-hmm. Like the Hannah Montana sound effects.
I'll like record all of those like ooh-oh.
Yeah.
And we can use that as like tradition or transitions.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I would be really good at that.
But anyway, in Friends, they're like, it tastes like feet. Anyway, then Milton and Eddie, they're having a ball. They go and see the babies and like all these little babies and they're like, oh, this one's so cute, this one's so cute. And they like end up switching their like bassinets. And they're like, oh my God, we switched the babies. It's going to be a switched at birth situation. And basically they find out that they all have like bracelets, so they're fine.
How would that even? Yeah.
Have you seen Switched at Birth?
I think I've seen the first season.
Okay.
I never continued. My sister loved it though.
I loved Switched at Birth.
You would.
Why are you shading me so much today?
I don't know. I'm tired. I don't have much to contribute about the show, but I can contribute just sarcasm and anecdotes. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, so basically, the gang basically finds out that Jerry has been faking because he's doing a little dance because he knows how to dance.
It's like, oh my God, it's like in House of Anubis when Alfie hurts his foot and then pretends to get Amber's attention.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah.
So they find out he's been faking, so they play a trick on him and they pretend to be doctors and they're like, we're gonna like cut you open or something. And they like strap him down to the bed and scare him. And basically they find out, he's not sick, he's doing fine. And this really hurts Jack's feelings because Jack has like been really cut up about this because he's like, I literally kicked my best friend in the ribs. and that's really upsetting. Anyway, back to the breaking boards of it all. The tournament or whatever comes for them to break the boards. And Jack's like, I'll do it by myself. I just need someone to hold the boards. And Jerry steps up in his gown, his like hospital gown, and like helps him hold the boards. And they win the competition. The B plot line of this episode.
Oh God.
Let me tell you, Falafel Phil is preparing to celebrate his 1000th falafel ball. Rudy wins free food for life by buying it, and then Falafel Phil starts plotting Rudy's demise. Rudy goes to Captain Corn Dogs instead, and then eats himself sick and ends up in the hospital with the rest of them. And that's the B storyline.
Word. That's funny. Wait, I just want to know what Jerry is doing now. What's Jerry up to? Do we know?
Jerry the actor?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let us know.
Okay. Wait.
He's been in the whole show, I think.
I think so. Mateo
Arias.
Yeah.
Does he have
Oh my God, not Greg. Not Cousin Greg. Oh, he's in one episode of Hannah Montana.
As Kid.
Yeah. Okay, he's in one episode of Drake and Josh. Have
you seen Yours, Mine, and Ours?
No.
It's a great movie.
He's the bully in that. Oh, he's 5'7"? That's hilarious. Haha.
Oh, he's related to Moises Arias.
Oh, I recognize that name. Oh my god!
From Hannah Montana.
That's okay.
No wonder why he was on Hannah Montana.
Yeah, wait, I'm gagged. Oh my god. Oh, this guy's still in stuff. That's good.
He was in King of Staten Island.
Ooh. Pitch Perfect 3. That's funny. Anyway, Reality Fights is episode 18.
Oh, Reality Fights is funny.
Yes.
I think it's funny.
Because basically, Bobby Wasabi...
In this one, Bobby Wasabi is starting a martial arts reality show called The Wasabi Warrior.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in the dojo.
Of course.
And in the mall, essentially. I don't know how they take over this entire mall.
I just forget that this is in a mall.
It's just in a strip mall.
Did you ever have, like, actual, like... Did you ever see dojos in your mall?
Yeah.
When you were, yeah, I did too.
Yeah, and I was always like, what are they doing in there?
Yeah, because they just had windows. You could, like, see in. My sister used to do gymnastics in a mall. Like... Yeah. What? Like, why were we doing all that?
I mean, it makes sense.
Like, I don't know. Just, like, going to a mall has such, like, a connotation to it. Like, I'm going to the mall to shop and then be miserable in about 2 hours because I'm tired of shopping. Not for, like, lessons. Like, that's just, like, you know?
I just feel like, but a strip mall, like, there's everything.
Oh, I guess a strip mall. That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Anyway, so Eddie's like, this is going to be bad. It's going to tear us apart. We're not going to be friends at the end of this show. And, like, he's so real for that. Do you watch a lot of reality shows?
Honest to God, yes.
I ask because we watched a reality show together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. No, yeah, we do. I like reality shows a lot.
I love reality shows, but I can't watch them that much because I get too invested.
Oh, really?
I get too invested.
Too invested?
Like, I have to, like, watch it all, and, like, it's all I think about.
Oh. That's how I feel about Dune, so I get it.
So I'm watching Love is Blind right now.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
And the season is crazy.
I've seen Too Hot to Handle. I've seen all the seasons of Too Hot to Handle. It's so funny. I've seen all of this, more than 3/4 of the Kardashians. The old one, and I've seen all of the new one. I don't know. If you put reality TV on, I'll be sad. I think it's so funny.
I just feel like there was nothing better than the Ultimatum Queer Love.
Oh, true.
That was so
I actually never finished it.
I did finish it.
Yeah. Who won?
They all got married to their original partners.
What? Every single one of them?
Yeah, even though, remember
I hated that one bitch.
Remember there was that one...
With the mole?
No, I know, she was crazy.
She was so crazy.
But remember there was that one couple that, like, literally fell in love with the other people?
Yeah.
And they still got married to their original people.
Wait, that's dumb.
Or they got engaged.
Wait, then what's the point? Oh my god, that's dumb.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyway, we love reality shows here.
Yeah.
This reality show, I probably wouldn't watch it, but that's okay.
Shark Tank, I also love Shark Tank. I don't know if that really counts, but it's, like, kind of similar. But Rudy's the host of the competition.
Rudy is the host of the competition because, of course, he is.
So, mental and physical challenges. Would you like to read them?
Yeah, so the first challenge is Dragon's Playground, which is basically an obstacle course race, and Milton wins.
Takes the dub.
This means he either gets the choice of having a lobster dinner and everyone else eating gruel.
Oh, God.
Or
yeah,
him eating gruel and everyone else eating a lobster dinner.
Girl,
and guess what he
that's
picks?
an easy choice for me, personally.
Would you take the lobster dinner?
Yes, I would take the lobster dinner.
I would not. That's so mean.
I don't gaff. Sorry. It gaff. Like, I don't know.
I think you are Milton.
That's my bestie.
So he picks the lobster dinner and everyone just is like side-eyeing him. Everyone hates him. Then the second challenge is, it's called Emperor's Bridge. I'm sorry, I couldn't read for a second. And basically, like, it's just Jack and Jerry, and they have like Jerry has like a big stick thing to knock Jack over with, and Jack just has a feather, and they have to knock the other person over into mud.
Into mud.
That's correct. And Jack wins. And basically, the challenge or punishment or whatever of this one is you either have to like spend 5 minutes in this like disgusting porta potty that they found outside of a carnival, or like the rest of the contestants have to do that. And Jack is my guy, so he's like, I'll take it. I'll take the 5 minutes in the porta potty.
Wait, but if you win, why would you have to like? That's so weird.
That
makes no sense.
I don't know how this game works.
What? Like, shouldn't you be like free from that? Whatever.
Anyway, so he's like, I'll do it, whatever. But then it's time to vote someone off. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. And guess who gets voted off? Jack. Ruh-roh.
That like hurt.
Did it?
Yeah. Because I felt like I would have gotten voted off because I was like, I would have taken one for the team.
Maybe they just viewed him as too much of a threat.
They did. That's what they say.
Yeah.
And so then the next challenge is bonsai brunch. And the food is being prepared by Jack.
Oh my god.
And
wait, just like I need to pause for a second because the Wikipedia people spelled bonsai wrong.
Oh. They spelled it phonetically.
Yeah, they spelled it phonetically.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We can't all be winners.
I can. I will always be a winner.
And basically, everyone has to clear their plate, or Jack goes back in the game. And there's like mealworms, there's tongues, there's slugs, and then Jerry has one saltine. And now let me tell you about this saltine.
Saltine.
Saltines remind Jerry of Saltines remind Jerry of the time he saw his grandma in a bikini, and so he can't eat them.
Okay, well. That seems like a you problem.
And so Jack is back in the game. The last challenge is the hang tough wall. They're all standing on the platform against a wall, and then these poles come out and they have to hold on while all this shit gets thrown at them.
Yeah. It's like one of those like things at the like carnival or whatever, and you like have to hold on to the bar for like 2 minutes to win, but nobody can do it because they rotate the bar. It's cheat. They cheat.
And basically, they all are like fighting, and Eddie's like, "This is literally what I told you about. Like, I warned you. We were all gonna hate each other. Let's just all go out together as friends to save the friendship. Let's all drop down at the same time." And he's like, 1, 2, 3, and they all drop except Eddie.
That fuck ass! How dare he? And Eddie wins the competition.
I think that's iconic. I kind of love that he did that.
I would do the same.
I know you would.
You ever like jump off a dock with someone and you're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, go! And then you let them go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Delilah. I did that to her too much as a kid. Anyway, Kicking It in China.
Episode 19. I love this episode.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, okay, there's parts I hate about it, but I remembered this episode so vividly. I don't know why.
I
remembered the B plot really well.
I like really remember Bobby Wasabi's terrible wig in like every episode. Like his hair is so
Bobby
bad.
Wasabi is not in this episode.
That's just what I was thinking about at the moment.
Okay, just letting you know.
Because like, what's wrong with
there's some bad cultural appropriation in this episode. I just want to make everyone aware of that.
This entire show is so fun.
I mean, like, it's a part of the show, but like this episode in particular, they go to China, quote unquote. They're literally on the Great Wall for the entire episode. Like, I don't.
You think they actually went?
I think they did.
Okay, yeah, me too.
It looked like China.
Okay, sure.
No, I'm kidding. Jack is invited to the Junior World Martial Arts Championship that is taking place on the Great Wall of China in China.
Wow.
Because that's the only place in China.
So Jack wonders, how did he get invited to this event? Her. And Rudy apparently wrote a letter kind of recommending him to China.
Hey, China.
Hey, China.
Dear China.
Is Rudy Donald Trump? Rudy basically just talks about how amazing Jack is. He's undefeated, never lost a match in his life.
And Jack's like, hold on. And he takes him aside and he's like, I have lost a match. And it was to a guy named Kai.
Oh, I do remember this episode. Yeah, low-key, this is where I tuned out a little bit.
That's okay. That's why I'm here. We're just like, one match, whatever. And he's like, no, you didn't even know. Like, this guy is the reason I quit karate and I didn't come back until you guys, like, blackmailed me to come back into the Wasabi Warriors. Like, remember that?
Yeah. But basically, Rudy tells Jack that he deserves this, despite having lost one time ever. And he was sent 2 first-class tickets to China so that they can go.
And Rudy's like, don't you want to take your pal, me? And then he's like, I would love to fly first class. And then Jack's like, I bet we could exchange them for, like, tickets and coach and everyone could go. And everyone's like, yay, Jack. And Rudy's like, no, Jack.
He just wanted to sit in first class.
Have you ever sat in first class?
I have once. My ticket got upgraded. It was a short flight because it was, like, one of my flights home. And my ticket just got upgraded because I don't know why. And I was sitting there and I was like, cool, they give you snacks and they give you, like, more choices of soda to drink.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm very, like, scrunched when I'm on a plane.
Me too. I hate the, like, when my legs are too long and then I'm kicking the person's seat in front of me. Drives me crazy.
I bet it drives the person in front of you crazy as well.
But I can't help it. I don't know what to do with my feet.
Your friggin' feet. Feet.
We're in China.
Okay. So they arrive in China, and Jack goes to the competition, and he wins the semifinals, but then he discovers that Kai is there, and this is where we find out that Kai is Jack's cousin. So they were trained both under the, like, Grandmaster Sensei, whatever. That was their grandfather. And, but he plays dirty. Kai, listen, in their family, they don't talk about Kai. They're like, Kai and his family, we don't talk to them because they're dirty little cheaters. And so he's, like, quite shaken about this. And anyway, yeah.
So, Jack's pretty, like, scared. Like, he's only lost to this one guy before, and now they're gonna fight. But Rudy gives him a pep talk and is like, remember the wasabi code! Don't back down! And,
Rudy's also, like, breaking furniture while he's here. That's, like, one of the running gags of this episode. Oh, he just, like, keeps sitting on stuff and they break.
Why?
I don't know.
They called him the whale.
Not the whale again and Kickin.
Dude, the whale always. Later, though, in the episode, Jack gets ambushed by a bunch of martial arts fighters.
They're like ninjas.
Yeah, in the hallway of, like, one of the buildings that they're in. And he's like...
They, like, break his wrist.
Yeah, they're like, he has the upper hand, but then they get him. They get him. And then Kai shows up and he's like, let me kick this some ass. And he, like, gets them all to go away. And then Jack's like, oh, I kind of feel bad because, like, I thought they were with you. And Kai's like, I wouldn't do that. You're my cousin. You're my bestie. You're my cousin.
And he's like, like, I don't know if I can do the tournament. And, like, they check out his wrist and they're like, it's broken. So he's, like, all ready to forfeit.
Yeah.
And Kai's ready to win. And then he sees that one of Kai's teammates has this tattoo that one of his attackers had. And he's like, didn't have anything to do about that. And they start fighting.
Because Jack realizes Kai set the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they fight as usual.
And then Kai almost falls off the Great Wall of China.
Of course. Why are they gonna, like, kill this guy?
No, like, they're literally out for blood in this episode.
Aren't they always?
And
violence is not the way.
Yeah, well... In the last episode, they literally have a commentary on the fact that this show is about violence. Like, it's actually insane. Like, they literally address it.
It gets meta.
It gets meta! Anyway, so Kai almost falls off, but Jack, like, picks him back up, and Kai's like, you shouldn't have done that. Classic catchphrase. Yeah. And then...
You shouldn't have done that.
And then he fights him. He keeps, like, kicking his wrist, which, like, ow, his broken wrist.
After Kai is safe... He takes a cheap shot. That's fucked.
Yeah, I know. He said he hits his hand.
Yeah.
And then,
but I didn't realize it was, like, after.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you just meant during the fight. They kept hitting his hand.
And then eventually Jack defeats Kai. He, like, throws him into another piece of furniture that breaks.
Thank God.
And let me quickly tell you about the B story of this episode. So, Jerry, Eddie, and Milton get these fortune cookies that tell their future. They actually come true. So they're like, this is amazing. Like, how did this happen? And they find out that they're manufactured at a Chinese company. And so when they go to China, they're looking for... So they go to the company where they make the fortune cookies. And in the cab ride over, the cab driver asks them to stand in for his wedding. He's like, my best man, like... dropped out, like, I need you to stand in for the wedding. And they get changed into some outfits, and their outfits are pretty offensive. Like, I you could see the episode, but, like, do you remember, or did you watch? Basically, like, Milton in particular is really bad. He's like, his face is painted
Milton.
like white and then, like, red, and he's, like, wearing, like
the geisha makeup?
Yeah.
Okay. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
They keep, like, queer coding the fuck out of him.
No! True. And he's like, this is... he said something that he's like, this is, like... I haven't worn this much makeup since I played some female character in a role, and he said I had the legs for it, and I was like, gay! Like, it was gay.
God,
it was gay.
Milton.
Anyway, and so they stand in for the wedding, and they find out that the reason that they're standing in for this wedding is because this is actually a triple wedding, and they're also getting married. Or not a triple wedding, but, like, quadruple wedding. And they run away, and their wives are chasing them, and whatever. Then they end up at the fortune cookie company, and they meet the person who manufactures the fortune cookie, and they find out that their fortune is their friendship, and they're like, well, that blows. That's really boring. We wanted actual fortune. And they basically find out that they're 13 and married now.
13 and married.
Yeah. The Wrath of the Swan, I like this episode.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so in this episode, Kim asks Jack if he would go with her to the Swan's Court cotillion. I love the word cotillion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good word.
Cotillion.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite word, Pia? I hate this question. I've been asked it a few times.
Oh, really?
But like cotillion is
Who's
definitely
asking
up
you
there.
your favorite word?
Flops.
I like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I feel like that's kind of basic, but whatever.
Okay. Sorry.
The other day I had something like a workshop, and I used the word stalagmite in my workshop, and somebody commented and was like, "This is my favorite word ever." And I was
I like the word cacophony. That one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Anyway,
so Jack doesn't want to go to the Swan's Court cotillion because he hates tuxedos and he can't dance. And he's a boy, and boys don't do cotillions. But he finds out that Milton and Jerry are actually going to the cotillion because they have dates, because Milton's mother's boss's daughter...
Queening out. She's queening out. At the cotillion.
He has to go with her. And Jerry's coming along because he wants to see Milton's turtle have sex? ? Something like that. Yeah, his mother's boss's daughter, and Jerry is taking the daughter's friend. According to them, they're both nerds, yes.
Yes.
They're nerds to the nth degree. They are like... And did you see how they dressed up these poor girls?
Oh, it's bad.
It's so bad.
It's bad.
Like, one has headgear, and she's like...
No!
And then the other one has, like, really thick glasses, and she's like... And they, like, talk, like so, like, lispy and, like...
Spitty. Ew, that's gross.
And they're nerds.
Yeah. So later in the episode, they're back in the school cafeteria where everything happens in this show. Frank, the guy from the Black Dragons, tells Kim that he's still upset at her for walking out and going to the other dojo, and has plans to get revenge.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So Jack notices this little conversation, and he goes over and gives her the last piece of red velvet cake, aware that she is still upset at him for refusing to go to the cotillion.
They're so cutie. Like, I love them.
He's just a girl.
He's just a girl.
He has a crush.
And yeah. And then basically Kim's like, well, Jack, I don't need you for the cotillion anymore. I have this new guy. What's his name? Brody. No, she like literally doesn't know his name.
Oh yeah.
And Brody is played by, God, what's his name? Billy Unger. I was right.
Who the fuck is that?
I was so close. He was in Lab Rats.
Oh.
He got hot.
This guy. Wait, aren't they making like a new Lab Rats? Oh yeah. Oh my god. Father.
No, they made Elite Force, which was like the new one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So he's Disney XD royalty, I guess.
I suppose. So basically, Falafel Phil's, this is the next scene. Right? Brody is talking to Frank about how his initiation to get into the Black Dragons should be over after he has done everything Frank asked him to do. But it's not over till after the cotillion. And basically we're just kind of like, uh-oh.
He's a black dragon.
This might be the revenge. This might be the revenge that he spoke about earlier.
Okay, well, let me give you a little bit more. Yeah. So, Jerry and Milton get to the cotillion, and they show up, and they're like, where are our dates? I'm really, like, nervous. I don't want to do this, because they're ugly. And then their dates show up, and they're like, girl bossed to the nine.
Yassified?
They're yassified. Okay. And, you know...
I knew the word you were looking for.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not that good at, like, slang. It's not in my vocabulary.
I don't know. I live with a bunch of Emerson bitches, and it just, like, it seeps in.
Yeah. I'm not very hip with the times.
That's okay.
But so they're, like, beautiful, stunning, no headgear. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh my god, our dates are hot. And so they're really excited. And at one point, they end up going to the bathroom, and they're hiding in the bathroom stall because they hear the Black Dragons come in. And the Black Dragons come in and basically reveal Brody is one of the Black Dragons, and he's going to do something to Kim tonight. Mm-hmm. And the Black Dragons find them, and they throw them and lock them into a storage closet.
And also, Jack figures this out, like, kind of separately, right?
Yeah, so basically how he figures it out is he's at the dojo just, like, practicing, having a good time. Being a girl. And Rudy is, like, what are you doing here? Like, what? Everyone's out at the cotillion. And he's like, well, Kim found a date, and this guy, Brody. And Rudy's like, oh, Brody? Like, I tried to recruit him, but he really wanted to go to the Black Dragons. And he's like, that's not going to work.
And he was right to be suspicious about Brody.
Exactly.
Because something is off, and it is that he is a Black Dragon. So at the cotillion, Milton and Jerry tell Jack that the Black Dragons are here. They're getting revenge. Everyone knows the plan
He shows up in a tuxedo that has a cape.
King. And that they have been locked in a storage closet. So the swan rolls in to present the crown to the king and queen of the cotillion, I guess.
Yep.
And they crown Kim and Brody, of course. But Jack jumps in front of her and is hit by a bunch of gravy that they were going to dump on Kim.
Yeah, but it still, like, ends up getting on her.
Yeah. They start to fire mushroom gravy toward Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. And Milton and Jerry have their backs, and even Brody takes the Wasabi Warrior's side and helps them in fighting the Black Dragons, after realizing the Black Dragons are not what he thought, because they're dirty. They play dirty.
And so they defeat the Black Dragons as they always do, and Brody apologizes to Jack and Kim because he was a jerk. Mm-hmm. And Jack agrees that he was also a jerk. And Kim's like, well, you came through in the end. Anyway. And she asked him to dance, and they do a little dance. And then she goes, this is my jam! And she does her little...
I hate her dancing.
I love her dancing.
I hate her dancing. She is so not
because,
Mother.
Like, I was her.
Oh, God. I can't.
I was her. We've all been her.
Woohoo.
Okay, let me tell you about the B-plot of this episode.
Okay.
Really quickly. Eddie is an Explorer Scout, and he's getting help from Rudy for his Pinewood Derby. They call it something else, but it's a Pinewood Derby. That's what's called Boy Scouts. And Rudy finds out that he never made Explorer Scout because he didn't complete the Pinewood Derby. He has this whole sob story about it. And Rudy, at the Pinewood Derby, uses his card to push Eddie's across the finish line, and Rudy doesn't get his Explorer Scout badge, but Eddie does.
Lit. Rowdy Rudy.
Last one is crazy.
We're running long, though.
Okay.
So, Rudy's having a bad day. Oh, man. And because a man cuts in front of him at Falafel Phil's, of course, and he uses karate on him because that's the answer to everything.
And he finds out that the guy that he karate chopped is a professional wrestler named Mondo Mountain. Mondo?
This is interesting.
And this becomes a viral sensation, and he becomes Rowdy Rudy. Crazy.
Later at Falafel Phil's, Jack and the others show up, and they're amazed with Rudy for being famous. They're like, oh my God. And Jack tells Rudy that he has always taught them not to use martial arts unless absolutely necessary. So why did Rudy use it? And he's like, well, he cut in front of me. And Jack takes this to mean that sometimes a person has to take a stand, with which Rudy agrees.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
And basically, Phil acts as Rudy's manager and sets him up for a fight against the mountain guy. And he's gonna win, like, some money. And he's like, okay, I'm, like, a wrestler now, I guess. And basically, Rudy finds out that Jack got detention for getting into a fight and basically taking Rudy's advice of quote-unquote taking a stand, but actually just, like, beating people up.
So, basically, Rudy realizes that he screwed up by, like, passing along the wrong message, and they have a little chat about how Jack has this idea that violence is okay, and he wants to know, like, where he learned that from. And Jack's like sarcastically saying that he doesn't know where he got that idea. And Rudy tells Jack about how he's always telling him, the others, that it's not okay to fight in school. And Jack tells Rudy that he saw someone being picked on and gave the bully a little shove. Like, that he was just trying to take a stand, like how Rudy did with Mondo. But Rudy tells him that this situation was completely different.
Basically, he's just like, violence is only the answer for me and not you.
Yeah, which is weird.
And anyway.
Jack like, says, like, yeah, like, I was, like, trying to, like, take a stand to protect somebody. And it's different because you were just, like, upset that somebody cut you in line.
Yeah.
And I was trying to help somebody that needed help.
Yeah, and basically Rudy's like, yeah, I was a hypocrite. Like, fighting shouldn't be here's the meta of this show. Yeah. Fighting shouldn't be, like, something that happens in every episode. like, it should only be the last resort. And so Rudy wants to make things right, so he talks to Mondo, and he's like, I'm gonna set it so that you win. Like, we'll just play fight. Like, basically, he's like, the thing about wrestling is it's fake.
That's true.
But the thing about this show is it's saying that it's not fake. or it's at least saying that Mondo is mad enough at Rudy for like ruining his reputation that he will go to the extreme and like beat him up anyway. But Rudy's like, he thinks all is chill with Mondo, but secretly Mondo's like, no. So they get to the tournament and they get in the ring and Mondo beats the crap out of Rudy, and Rudy's like down on the ground. He's getting like Mondo brought in like his brother or some shit, and they're like wailing on him, and Jack steps in and they like defeat the boys together. The B plot of the storyline.
Julie and Milton
are back together, and Julie wants to take things to the next level, but Milton is nervous to kiss Julie because he accidentally kissed his aunt and is traumatized. Kim tries to help him and ends up kissing him, and Julie sees this and attacks both of them.
I'm like, what?
But she clarifies that she really wanted to just go to the upper level of the museum with Milton, and that's what she meant.
What?
Anyway, I feel like this episode was a commentary on how they feel like the portrayal of violence in the show, how they feel about the portrayal of violence in the show. Like, in the end, the Wasabi Warriors are yelling, violence is not the answer, but the crowd is shouting, we love violence. So I feel like it was a commentary on, like,
that's crazy.
The pressures of, like, maybe the higher-ups in the company were saying, like, we love violence, we really want to see it in the show, and maybe the writers themselves weren't actually wanting to show violence so much in their kids' television show.
I wondered if they got like flack from like parents or anything about it.
I don't know, but it felt like it was trying to say something.
That's cool.
Anyway, that's that episode.
That's that season.
Kicking
it. Personally, for me, that was tragic as fuck. I will never be returning to this show. What did you think?
I think it was low nostalgic for me. I think that there were things that I liked about it, and there were things that I didn't like about it. And I'd give it like a 3 out of 5,
Yeah.
So like it's not great, but it's not terrible. So
okay, fair enough.
I think it has its moments. So I'll give it a low nostalgic.
Okay, fair enough.
What are we doing next, Maggie?
More Dance Academy.
We're finishing Dance Academy. And then what are we doing?
And then we're going to do the Luck of the Irish.
Yes! And we might have a secret special surprise in that episode.
And we're going to get to record that one right after we watch it together, which will be really fun. So that's always a better experience. That's the best. That's peak podcasting. Is when we can watch it and then record right after.
And do it together.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Childhood Trash. You can follow us at Childhood Trash Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And you can follow Pia at Pia Plaka.
And you can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.